pocket a map, a compass, and 32 torches. He also found later 16 water bottles and some medicine. He also found 20 wooden planks and 10 books. He also found 20 pieces of coal, 2 cakes, and 6 apples. And later that day, he also found 10 cooked fish, 7 melons, and 5 pieces of steak. But from his MREs from the first chest, he got cooked chicken and cooked pork chops, as long as with his iron sword and iron pickaxe. And now he was looking for civilization. And now he was wondering if he will ever see a friendly ever again. Because after this apocalypse, there is nothing but plague, which is a version of the bird flu that has been mutated. This virus will go into your intestines and cause internal bleeding. The time of death would be 48 hours to 72 minutes. Steve thought he saw something, for he is checking his surroundings. Yet Steve sees nothing, but except for a floating block. Steve thinks he's going to check it out, but I think he has some agitation. Since there's nothing in nature that can make a block float. Steve sees nothing suspicious, so he goes for it. Yet Steve cannot jump high enough, so he leaves it alone. Steve continues looking for civilization and finds another cavern. Yet Steve is stupid, and it took him a hard time to get out of that water. He's looking in a really bad, horrible sight and finds coal. Coal will be useful for when he has a furnace. Steve hears some music and stops mining. He gathers his coals and heads for the nearest exit. He starts looking for civilization. He thinks it's close, but he may be wrong. Steve doesn't know, but he takes a chance. Steve doesn't know what he can do unless camp in a cavern. Steve passes some cows and decides to fill up his bucket with milk. And he also decides to take a drink. Yet it's like a Jesus milk, for it will not end. For now it has finally ended, and he got it refilled. And now he sees something. He may think it's a building, but in reality, it is a tree. I think Steve may have a heartbreak on his hands. I think it's because that horrible hazmat suit that is causing his vision to go down. He is happy, but he now sees that it was a tree. He thinks he hears a zombie, but he thinks it's impossible. People do not know what they are talking about. He thinks in his mind. He thinks he hears a zombie, and now he gets scared. He definitely knows the zombie, and he gets scared. So he goes to the bathroom and decides to get changed. Now he hears an ocelot, find civilization, and he has a smile upon his face. Steve is happy and starts running. But Steve is still scared. He does not know what kind of virus these villagers have with them. So he stays a little way, still a little cautious. He stays on his stone ledge that looks like a sacrificing table. He's a little scared, so he dives in. And Steve stays in here for the night. But the night is far away, so he has to come back out. Steve cuts down nearby trees, or takes that iron. Steve shall know what he's going to find, for he has been here before. Even though he does not know it, he knows it. For you see upon his face a look of deja vu. He knows this place, yet he cannot name it. He knows this is of Los Angeles, yet little does he know this is where he used to live. It has been so changed differently that he has moved out away from his family. This one house has been undergone by falling. Steve does not know what he is going to find.
Why, hi there.
Steve is still a little scared and goes down the well.
I will murder you.
Steve, now knowing that there is no escape and will possibly die, swims to the surface.
Hey, stupid, what are you doing in the well? That's where we drank from.
Steve is now creeped out and decides to go back in.
Call the guy. He went in our well. He's contaminating our water.
Steve now comes out because they think he's infected and goes out to try to explain.
Hey, you just destroyed our well. Yay, he fixed our well. He's a hero.
And now he shall try to explain with the elder what is going on. As soon as he can find that elder, and if the elder does not help him, Steve will be in trouble. Steve is looking for the elder, and he thinks he sees him.
What type of cookie do you think this is? This is a chocolate chip cookie. I asked for all hi there.
I have to ask you, what do you know what is going on?
No, not really. All I know is that this village is super awesome. Super special awesome. No copyright.
Well, Steve later tells him, but we are going to skip through that since we do not care. We only help him when he needs it. Only now he leaves, and apparently it looks like he is not wanted. So Steve, avoiding any trouble, decides to leave. And then he decides to go away.
The village is burning. Oh, so much awesome.
And decides to go mine some coal.
Oh, the inhumanity. What the hell is happening? Oh my god.
For Steve does not care anymore now that they didn't let him in.
You dick, save us, you freaking retard.
Steve is now ignoring them since they did not help him when he needed it. For now he won't help him.
We never did anything. You're the one that came into here. You're just a meanie.
Steve probably could have helped him since he had 4 years of military control.
You have got to be kidding me. And who is that voice?
bring down a lightning bolt now that you did not help my son.
Oh wait, I just realized. Lightning means rain. Yay!
Yes, but lightning can cause more fire.
I'm a itsy bitsy spider that went up the water spout. Oh, hi there. You want to be my friend? I want to hug you.
Thus Steve is
Oh my
scared and does
gosh.
not know it was poisonous until it was too late.
You asshole.
Steve is now scared because he now knows that it is nighttime and has heard stories from when he was a baby about the dangers. Steve now has to work fast and find some place to sleep. Steve decides to build a wall around himself since he's a freaking retard. And now has no place to sleep. All he has is some wooden planks and he probably won't use it. Looks like Steve is just gonna go cover himself head to toe with iron ore. And now he has to use his wooden planks. That's his one helpfulness. And now he shall wait. And maybe until a creeper comes and just kills him along with his endurance. Steve shall now go eat before he goes to bed. Now Steve decides to eat a cookie with some milk. Where the hell is his cookie?